Phenomenal.
You know what I'm saying?
Phenomenal.
Women.
Good morning, everybody from New York. That is MMA Fighting's E. Casey Lyden talking mad trash about his now wife. Weigh-ins will be getting underway here shortly. We are inside the New Yorker, a beautiful Wyndham Hotel property. What is the deal with that?
Tell me what we're live, guys. I don't know.
Too good. Yes, I always try to preface my live streams by telling everybody in the room that stop talking trash about your bosses and stop talking trash about your significant others because we're streaming live audio and video. Casey takes that as an opportunity to start his onstage routine. Mike Bond is handling live results. He'll be updating the website. I'm just going to be shooting video. I'm the video guy this week. Pretty good little Bellator card. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out the card top to bottom. It's probably the most loaded on the prelims. Usually they have a lot of local ticket sellers. This time they have contracted people. Morning, Sheldon. Yeah, Rocksteady, I mean, that was a big point of discussion with Rory is, would he be ready? Says he is. A restaurant in the Canary Islands, nice. All right, commission's on stage. Looks like we're about to get started here. We'll do the best to chime in and comment when we can. So Mike Bond's on the computer updating results, that sort of thing. I'm shooting video, shooting stills. Do the best we can. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate that. Looks like we're about ready. Some commissions in place. Bellator's in place. Should be getting going right at the top of the hour.
First one here, last one to leave.
That's how we do. You know how we do.
Motherfuckers.
Yes, sir. What's up, man?
Hi.
Good. You did a good night's rest last night?
Yes. Late last night, Heather Hardy's fight was changed to a catch weight.
Oh, I heard it might be possible.
Okay.
What's
So
it going to be?
128 with 1 pound allowance. So I
Okay.
just don't want you to think, oh, she missed.
Yeah.
We did it. It's more. It's now we're expecting.
All right, appreciate that. All right, here we go. Darren Caldwell, right away.
Oh, Darren. Sorry, can you stand one moment? Okay. Oh, he's testing? Was that? I have no idea.
Taylor Turner. 127.8.
Thank you.
Still, please. 164.6.
Corey, can you announce the names a little louder?
Sure, absolutely. Cash strike, Zima. About 11, red corner. Heather Barty. About 9, red corner. 127.8. So 128 catch rate. Correct.
CJ gave that up.
Max Humphrey. That's about 16. Blue corner. 174.4.
Max, over. Max. Thank you. Thank you, baby.
Ryan Gonzalez. About 5. Ricky Bandejas. About 12, right corner. 124.8. Sebastian Ruiz. Adam Morris. About 8, blue corner. Adam Morris.
Thank you, baby. What's this corner guy's name? He's the winning champ.
Michael Wilcox.
Let's see. Let's see.
Hudson Gracie Jr. Mike Kimball.
Like a washcloth or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's edgy, but I'm just saying. Just for future reference.
That's
It's hitting on our demographic points. Not yet. Cannot zoom out.
yeah, we're definitely. The odds of some unintentional porn this morning are getting very, very high.
Eduardo Dantes. 14 red corner.
Jason,
111.
just how we pay. That's Charlie.
What's up? Question. I wasn't paying attention. He's recording. Let's see. 205.
Cheers. Got the second group coming in.
You all right? Line them up.
Waiting in a whole family.
Patrick kicks. Corner about 15 moves. 135 plus 6. Good job. Top 7. Red corner, Valerie and Lorena.
Thank you, baby.
About 6, red corner. Lena, don't stop.
Yes, they did 111 and a pound.
About 11, red corner. Whitney, Joe Francois.
111.2.
Can't play 112.
Think so?
I guess 112. Is it in kilograms?
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
Oh, yeah, that might be her equilibrium weight. That, you know.
Yeah, that'd be 55.
It's just a weird from both of them weighing in.
I know.
Weird enough, yeah.
Yeah, it can't be an accident.
Yeah.
A lot of these are post events, right?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh, it's just
Main
about-
card starts at 10.
Oh yeah, you have to. Yeah, they got that. Yeah.
Yes, I think so. I think they're doing a huge expansion.
Oh, so there are gonna be like 4 or 5 fights like real city there. Just
Yeah.
that's I mean like you go to boxing events, like being big events. There's like you see like
One of the first boxing events I went to, I mean, I showed up for the first fight, you know what I mean? Like you do. It was funny because I remember like texting Brett. I'm like, "Where you at?" He's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be here until like the main card." The fighters walking out. There were literally like 12 people in the MGM Grand.
Yeah,
It was
it's like-
crazy. I could hear the corners talking to the fighter like on their way to the ring and stuff. I was like, "Oh,
But you know, yeah, I've had to go like, oh, look at those guys with $500 or whatever. It's different stuff. Those fights aren't being packaged.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
just literally
They're just-
happen there.
yep.
On the iPhone. Yeah.
yeah, there's
So I was trying to
no."
tell people, it's not about that. It's about like how they're redistributed. Yeah.
That's it.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but when Esther started shooting like boxing events, she was figuring it out. But she was like, okay, this
They're like, we really don't care about it.
we're not going to see these guys again.
It is bizarre. Perfect. Come on.
Now it's official. Especially once he's charged. I thought initially that he
The other's like that. Okay. Back above me.
What's up?
No, backhouse is fine.
Sure. Yeah, if you'll still be recording, I'll do videos. So.
Backhouse is fine.
TV.
Yeah. What's that?
It's TV.
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. And you guys can sing. It's on a good like you good like this. Like that's it. So
Phenomenal.
watch his exhibition match with Tension, the kickboxing match. Dude, it was like,
Yeah.
it is so fat.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
Like, there was like 6 punches. I'm like, and like somehow they wouldn't get knocked out, and like they were like,
Phenomenal. Yeah, he's great, man.
yeah. My fans are so spoiled. Like, I was like, back-to-back weeks. The UFC pay-per-view. Why not make most star-studded with the deepest from top to bottom?
Right.
Ranked fighters, top to bottom. And this is the deepest Bellator card they've ever had.
No
too.
question. Sure.
And both cards, like I said, I think arguably they can beat the best in the each division.
Absolutely.
You know? So like,
Absolutely.
Back-to-back weeks are the best 25, best 35, or maybe.
Yeah.
It's wild.
That is true. That's so
just by
true.
chance too. Not really,
Oh yeah, no,
just
exactly.
kinda lined
It's
up
worked
that
out that way.
obviously you have jobs and stuff, so you just
Exactly.
I'll just free buffalo wings. Am I finished yet? I think it's awesome. Like,
Oh, for sure.
yeah, I mean, the way I think dudes, like, they're working, they're trying to do this shit, you know?
Exactly. Go with it, you know?
You anything about Phil Haas?
No.
Yeah, I know he was there yesterday. He was
Yeah.
already a week coming in.
Is that what it was? I kind of assumed when I didn't see him there, I was like, tough, man. He's that guy that everybody just thought would be. He just, every time he gets there.
Yeah, like, people always talk about, waste of potential or whatever, but, like, it's these guys, it's like, the guys, like on the mats, where, like, when they train, like, he's that's what it's like.
Yeah. Like where he goes, it's beats, but it's like, it doesn't happen on fight night. Is it the one that's right here?
Yes, so 3:30 to 5.
Perfect. Yeah, I think we might go there and like do a podcast.
Let's try and get somewhere too. So
That's what. There's just like you guys don't even know.
it's like we're just let her kind of.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, we think try to wrap up and actually go do the podcast. Totally.
Just don't get good flicks.
Yeah. I mean, we were saying like, dude, it's like it's one of two ways that people look at it like, oh, fuck, people have other jobs, like fucking just embrace it, own it.
Who's it?
Yeah.
High players.
Yeah. High fitter.
Never want to let it go because they invested.
I mean, obviously, like the high level, Steve is still a firefighter.
Yeah.
Shane Carvin was an engineer. Yeah. He was a pipe fitter, so like, he always wanted to keep it because like the union card when he gets done or whatever.
Just keep paying them.
I mean, Emily Whitmire, that's in the UFC right now. She's a server at a bar. You know, she's like, dude, like, I'm like, what would you ever get up? It's like, it's okay, we'll make like $200 like on the night, like easy. It's like, why would I get that up?
It's so easy. And if you get a cool manager,
Yeah.
it just sounds like she does.
Yeah.
Even I think the restaurant side.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this shit, he's has to be with her by 2 minutes. It's not like she's like this.
Like career law.
Like, no, I just needed a job for the summer. Like,
So
she's
funny.
a regular person.
Is that right?
I don't know where she's from. So I think she's like a hustler for her.
That's awesome.
Job, she gets,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's kind of funny.
That's great. Yeah, if we can, so 3:30 to 5. You said?
Yeah.
So maybe like when she's done, like once her commitment's done, like maybe like just interview her real quick.
Yeah,
or
I mean,
whatever.
so I can introduce you to her manager if you want later.
Yeah.
They're cool to do whatever. So if you want to go film it,
Yeah, because I mean, fighters are on stage for ceremonies at 1, so we should be done by like 1:30. It's going to take me probably an hour and a half to process. So honestly, like I should be done right around 3. So we can probably show up like, right before it starts and post up. You know what I mean? So that way we're there, we'll find a table like in a corner somewhere. And we'll do like some social during it or whatever. And then afterwards, sit down and just have a quick interview. Quick beer. Yeah. Somebody was like, maybe a legal lady. I was like, no, we can't go drinking with a legal lady. Like, she has to work tomorrow. We'll both listen to that girl goes drink for drink with me. Supposed to, I'm not gonna go drink for drink with her. I'm like, dude, she goes drink for drink with me, dude. Like, she don't play.
she's pacing right with you.
Neiman did, yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Late night last night?
I know the other Gracie did. All right, you're right. I guess leave it.
I think so. Am I wrong? Oh, no, you're right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. In my head, I was thinking Hobson in my head.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I apologize. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Not yet.
He's a quiet guy, but it's like,
Yeah, sorry, man. In my head, I was.
you how much you was the whole Junkie here? Was that on food?
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
Supposed to. I mean, he should because he's supposed to be a backup for whatever, you know?
Also, it's like Jim Gracie had a bad weight cut, and then you have a rematch.
Exactly, right?
I don't know if it's a Roy's contract or he can decline it too. You never know.
That's true, too.
Oh, never mind. Can I get the top notes? Let's see. Grab the toe. Grab it. let's say the UFC pulled, and they say the Bellator pulls UFC and makes Sean Pitch still make weight to get paid.
I mean, might as well. Just. I mean, what if Rory tomorrow's like?
Huh?
What if like Rory's tomorrow?
Yeah.
You can't do this shit.
They should still, just things happen. You know, it might be easier.
Never know.
Yeah, rehydration is another thing. Yeah, how they wake up in the morning.
Mike, first fiber in the back, and I'll get Neiman. Go ahead and switch out the photo too when you get a chance. All right, Neiman's in there too.
Case.
What is he at? No overage on there. Can you play? I'm assuming that I guess there was no on the announcement.
Yeah, on the catch weight, it's supposed to be the catch weight. Yeah.
Championship. Dylan White. You're going on Dana's way. Yeah. What's that?
We always select on our L3s. Oh, here's Fitch. Yeah, so for our L3s, we always put like promotion and weight class, but since he's been catch weight the whole time, I didn't want to put like Bellator catch weight, so I just put Scott Coker's business partner. For the L3.
Highest paid fighter in Bellator.
He's actually, I didn't know this, but he's a certified, yes, one of the Russian guys that no, come on, real life. What's the other visual shit there? Yeah. I think it was like all that type of so, it made my future referee, oh, you know what I didn't think about this. This guy can see real life outside of God. He understands what it really is. So, with that being said, I'm like, okay, you know what? You do your job. Your job is when you know how to do it. And I guess you won't because when you look at it, and that was the thing, and you allow it to go, and I guess that's just you. And I would have never thought that. Go ahead, make off. I was gonna go to it, but I was too Yo, that shit is crazy. Oh my goodness. Yo, I got on my seat. Get in that and Martin really and he felt bad. He thought that the fall he said he thought How to say it? And I was like, don't do it. Oh my God. Yo, the way he hit on the top, like, close enough, see all top of the sweat is flowing off his like, amazing guy. The last one, the wrist really like power. The last one, that's crazy. He said, grab it. That was pretty cool. I was happy to see that. I got one.
Case.
Iron. Iron towel. What? No. Oh. Work. Yeah, I'm like. Sorry. Looking out for you.
That's great.
Looking out for Phil.
Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
It was getting low. It was getting low. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
Kind of low, so
I'm seeing his religion.
That's great.
no.
I'm sure he's a little higher. It didn't show anything. It was just getting close. That's all.
Is that one left?
Really, only one more left.
Yeah. So? Oh no, 2 left. Archuleta still.
Oh wow, he can move.
Archuleta and prelim guy. Can't even remember. It's Archuleta. Can't be hard for me to get to 45, right?
You know what? I always hear that issue that when they have a hard weight cut farther, like Cyborg had that issue.
True.
She went down to 40.
Yeah.
She couldn't actually make 45 anymore.
True.
Because, that's my assumption.
Yeah.
Or you could, just could be.
Or just sleepy or who knows. Here comes someone. Oh, there he goes. It looks alright.
I think you're just taking his time.
It's looking pretty fresh.
I thought he lost that fight.
Yeah. 92.
No. No.
Well, Joe, it's not always the first 7 questions. It's just, as many as I feel comfortable with at the time, I guess. But yeah, it's just easy. They just recognize me, so they hand me the mic. Robert, yes, there are girl fighters on the card. If you want to check out the weigh-in results, head on over to MMA Junkie. We've got everything all there. Mike Bond has been over to the side, updating all the weigh-in results. By the way, ceremonial weigh-ins today are at 1 p.m., so it's already 10:30 a.m. here in New York. So just 2.5 hours away. So we'll pack up and head over there, and then we'll have that live stream as well. Yes, Edwin, it's because I'm an alpha male. That's what it's all about. It's just because I'm at so many events. PR people recognize me. They trust me. Not to ask a stupid question I'll start out, I guess. Hopefully I deliver. Cheers for later. I think we're gonna head over to Hooters this afternoon. Actually, from what I understand, Valley Laredo's opponent, Larkin Dash, is actually going to do a little autograph signing this afternoon at Hooters right next to Madison Square Garden. So I think we might go over there, have a few frosty beverages, and sit down and do the MMA roadshow. All right, Cody. Shout out to Dirty Ron. James, I get you telling the joke there, but nah, I probably won't. I'll have wings, and I'll drink a lot of frosty beverages too. But yes, sir, Mr. AIDS Butt. I believe that's what it is. Would like to just chat the whole time, but obviously have to shoot video and shoot photos as well. Yeah, Joe, I prefer B-dubs to Hooters, to be honest with you, man. I'm a B-dubs guy in Vegas, but you take what you get. And at Hooters, you can sit down and order a pitcher of beer, and it's like expected. You know what I mean? It's one of the few establishments where people don't look at you funny if you got a pitcher of frosty beverages. So you gotta take advantage of a spot like that. By the way, if anybody's wondering, we're just waiting on one more person to weigh in. But all the key figures have weighed in. It's just one prelim fighter left to weigh in. If you want full results, head on over to MMA Junkie. Right on, Robert. Yeah, the one fighter left to weigh in is Kenny Rivera, who was on the prelims, very first fight of the night, actually. Everybody else has made weight. We did have one fighter that missed. We had a couple late switches to catch weight. Everything will go on as scheduled. Yeah, and Joe, the wings aren't bad. I do like the Daytona wings. That's the way to do them. I mean, their traditionals are good, but the Daytona wings, that's where it's at.
Yeah, that's just it. He's just older.
James, man, that Shevchenko head kick sounded nasty. The worst one I've ever heard, I always say, is if you remember Dong Young Kim and John Hathaway back in Macau. That was the worst I've ever heard. Like, and part of it may have been because it was in a small building in Macau. Like, there wasn't a loud crowd, but the sound of it, like, it sounded like his skull had caved in. It just sounded awful. But yeah, the Shevchenko head kick the other night, similar thing, man. Scary knockout. Obviously, Jessica was down for a little while. Unfortunately, everything was okay. Her face was kind of blocked from where I was sitting, so she was down longer than that. She was completely unconscious. The doctors didn't rush her back up. So, like, some people that were further down media row could see her and said, like, "Hey, nah, she's talking, she's good, she's alert." But they kept her down, I guess, just out of caution. But yeah, the sound was bad. But the worst I've ever heard is Dong Young Kim versus John Hathaway. Actually, to be honest, I stopped typing for a little bit because I thought he might have died. It was scary. Yeah, Joe, it's a weird decision, right, from TV production. Like, I see both sides of the argument, right? Like, show it or don't show it. Like, when you don't show it, it just leads you to believe like things are worse than they actually are. But at the same time, when you show it, what if something is wrong? And the producers don't know on the fly. I mean, they're making calls, they're trying to guess, but you don't want to show it if something catastrophic has happened. But it's tough, man. It's a tough call to make. But an update would be nice, or just a quick show, like if they're up and they're okay and they're moving around. I think like a football game. When something happens, they always show the guy being carted off and with this, a thumbs up or something like that. So there should be a balance somewhere. Yeah, Joe, it's tough. I mean, like, man, if you saw the thrill and the agony this week, the preview for that one, or the full one that's on Fight Pass, but even the preview they showed a little bit of Jessica like crying backstage and apologizing and stuff, and it's like it's it's powerful stuff, to see that they're up and good and is strong, but that that emotion at the time too is hard, man. Like that's just the rawest, the realest, man. At the lowest moment of their life, like this sport is so difficult mentally and emotionally. I mean, it's a cliche, but the highest of highs, the lowest of lows. I mean, that is the truth. You're either on top of the world or you're at the absolute bottom. Feeling embarrassed and like you let people down and you get knocked out in front of friends and family. It's tough, man. It's a tough sport, and that's why I think these men and women who do it deserve a lot of respect because they definitely put it on the line. Yeah, Robert, the bathroom scale is always kind of funny, man. It basically just looks like a bathroom scale, but it is digital, which is more accurate. I think a lot of people, I don't know, I guess it depends on what your goal is, but the digital scale versus the traditional, balance scale where it's not nearly as accurate. So, but yeah, it does look like a bathroom scale. No, Tess, I mean, I'm definitely not a doctor by any stretch of the imagination. I can't imagine. I mean, you can. I mean, there are obviously, fighters have died. Boxing. Man, Kevin Iole, legendary reporter, has been covering boxing for like 30, 40 years. 40 might be too much. I'm not trying to make him too old, but been covering boxing for a long time. But he's been ringside for 7 different deaths. He's seen 7 different boxers die. Well, it's scary when you think about it, and a lot of people get on the commission here at New York. And I apologize, I don't remember the name because I don't follow boxing closely. But there was a death in boxing here not that long ago, and that's one of the reasons the commission here is so careful about everything they do now because they don't want another situation like that to happen. So you've had a lot of like UFC fighters been ruled out because of pre-fight medicals that might not have ruled them out of other states, but they don't want to see something like that happen again here, of course. Yeah, YouTube Norden, everybody has weighed in other than one prelim fighter, the first fight of the night. Kenny Rivera, we're just waiting on him. Everything else is good to go. You can go over to MMA Junkie and get the full results there. Hey, yeah, thanks, Joe. That's honestly one of the reasons I really love the sport too, man. The men and women involved in it, the fighters. It's I love the sport, the tactics of it, the science of it. Martial arts are incredible, but I think one of the things that really keeps me incredibly interested in the sport is the people that do it. Because I mean, no matter what level you're at, the sacrifices you make to do it are incredible. And I feel like the people that do it, deserve a lot of respect and admiration for what they do.
Networking's also key too. Okay, but the nice thing is like
He was ready. We were like, no. F these guys.
yeah, that's my guy. I talked to the guy.
So Robert, Connor fighting Tony. I think for the longest time, they had the same management, and Paradigm is a very respected organization. So I'm not trying to suggest that they did anything shady, but I don't think it was in their best interest to put those guys together. I mean, if you can keep both guys at the top of the division, why not do it? So I think that was a hurdle for a long time. Now it's just a matter of getting Connor to agree to it. I mean, Tony's going to fight anybody. You know that. He'll definitely take the fight, but Connor's got a lot of money in the bank now. He doesn't need to fight. He fights because he wants to, and so because of that, it gives him options. If he doesn't feel like a fight with Tony makes sense, which from his perspective, I think probably the only fight that makes sense is probably Habib. That's probably the only one he really wants. I mean, that's what it sounds like behind the scenes. So the UFC can't make anybody fight. They can offer it and they can hope, but if the fighter won't sign up for it, he won't sign up for it. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, Joe, it's my understanding that the promotion has to provide the scale. Then the commission certifies the scale. They'll weigh themselves on it. Basically, they know what they weigh. They'll confirm that it's working properly, and they'll certify the scale. But the commission doesn't provide the scale. But I agree with you. It kind of seems like they should be the ones to do it. But I think it just boils down to them not having to have the cost of transporting it and storing it and all that good stuff. So they make the promotion provide it, and then they certify it. Robert, I don't know that I would classify Habib as an easier fight than Tony Ferguson. I mean, maybe since you're capitalizing the first word of everything you say, I'm assuming you're a big Tony homer. I would consider those equally difficult fights. It's not about being more difficult. It's about which one brings the greater reward. Beating Tony Ferguson, it just means you beat Tony Ferguson. It means you're the number one contender. Beating Habib Nurmagomedov means that you're the champion. So it's not so much about picking an easier fight. It's about the fight that has the greatest reward. Yeah, Poirier versus Tony would be a great fight. Sorry, I can't pronounce her name there, bro. That looks like a lot of foreign letters to me, but it would be a fantastic fight. Obviously Poirier's got to get through Habib, which is certainly no easy task, hence his undefeated record. But it would be stylistically a fun fight. Man, I mean, I feel like I definitely want to see Ferguson Habib at some point, but it's just such a cursed matchup that it never comes together. Yeah, Cody, it is nuts, man. It is messed up. And to be honest with you, I hate to say it, but the way that things are looking now, I don't think that he's going to be next. I think he definitely deserves to be next after beating Cowboy the other. But you hear Dana talking about maybe a rematch. You hear Dana talking about that Conor really wants Habib. I mean, Habib's got to beat Poirier as well. I don't think I could be wrong, but I don't think Conor would fight Habib if Habib loses. That's a horrible stylistic matchup for him, and if he loses, it's not for the title. I know he wants revenge, but what I think he really wants is the belt. So if Poirier wins, I think Conor would prefer Poirier. But that's the thing, is that when Conor comes back, I mean, he's a huge star. He generates a lot of money for the company. There's no doubt about it. And if he's back and he's ready, I think the UFC will put him in front of Tony Ferguson, unfortunately. And I hate that, because Tony Ferguson, you cannot argue Tony Ferguson's credentials. He is the clear and proper #1 contender. He was the interim title holder that didn't lose. He deserves to fight for the title. Unfortunately, Conor McGregor is such a star that if he comes back and wants to fight for the title, I think he'll get a shot in front of Tony. All right, foreign man, good call. Yeah, Byron, I agree, man. That's the reason I want to see it, is because I just don't see that anybody has the right style to beat Habib other than Tony. I think that's and that's definitely no gimme. You know what I mean? But Tony's as good as they come. I think that's why everybody wants to see that fight. That seems like it would be Habib's best test, is Tony Ferguson. Yeah, James, those are great fights, man. Either Cowboy or I would be great fights for Conor. Stylistically, I think they would be fun, and of course the build-up would be fun and all that. But I would love to see either one of those fights. I don't know. I don't know if they motivate. I don't know if they motivate Conor, and he's in a fortunate position. Like I said, a lot of money in the bank. By all accounts, the whiskey company is doing really good. So it's not like he has to fight. And I just, unless those guys have the title, I don't know if he's going to step in and do it.
So if you have like I was saying, who understands the society personality,
So Robertson, give us a little Tony insight. Is there like a program that automatically capitalizes the first of every word and you just type it in there? Or do you literally have to hit shift every single time you type a word? Because that seems like it would be incredibly annoying. Oh, test the size difference between those two, Henry and Habib. Oh my goodness. No. I like that. Habib versus Askren. Joe, I like that. Foreign man pointing out the cardio issue. Yeah, Habib, Cody, I think you're right. I think Habib does want to fight Tony. I think he recognizes how good he is. I think he recognizes what a great fight is. I think he wants that fight. And I do hope Tony will sit out, man. But Tony kept saying he wants to be active. After the last fight, he said he wants to be active, I would love for him to sit out and wait for a title shot. Man, when you take fights, things happen. But, if you take fights and stay in a groove, it can be a good thing. We'll see. Matt, is that actually factually true? Or you that? I'm assuming that's just a made up thing there. They take their kids outside in their underwear, but if so, that is a phenomenal little tidbit there. I'm assuming you just made that up and it's a little joke, but that would be a phenomenal tidbit. Oh, the start. I don't know about that. I like that match. The thing is, man, Askren versus Habib. I like the idea of it, but can you imagine? I mean, if it does turn into a pure wrestle fest, like how people react to it, I don't know. I like the idea of it though. I dig it. I mean, I'd like to see it happen. I don't think I've ever really heard Habib mention Askren. I mean, obviously he wasn't in the UFC for a long time, so there's no reason to mention his name. I know obviously he's been throwing out GSP. He wants that fight. But I like the idea of Askren. Maybe that would be one to cap off. All right, Matt, dead serious. That's crazy. I believe it, though. There's some tough people out there, man. There's some tough people. Ooh, Steven. Man. It's crazy, right? Because Aljo looked phenomenal the other night, man. He looked fantastic. But Cejudo showed heart, character, man. After he lost that first round, I thought Moraes was going to win the fight, period. That was my pick going in. After the first round, I thought I'd made the right pick, and then Cejudo just showed incredible heart, man. Like Dana said, can't doubt him anymore. So, it'll be a great fight. I'd like to see it, and I understand why Cejudo is throwing out names like Faber and Cruz. I get it, man. He wants the biggest fight, the biggest things possible. But Aljo and Peter Yan, I mean, those are two fighters I want to see fighting for a title. By the way, we're getting really close here. About 3 minutes left in this weigh-in. Still just one fighter left to weigh in. If you want to check out the full results, they're over at MMA Junkie. Right now, just one fighter to weigh in at this point. And ceremonial weigh-ins will be at 1 p.m. Yeah, I mean, listen, I kind of agree with you guys. Like I said, Aljo the other night looked great, but Cejudo just looked to be on a different level the other night, man. No question about it. Matt, no, I don't think Bare-knuckle will blow up. Listen, I mean, there's no question it's intriguing. And Lobov versus Paulo Malignaggi, come on, that's going to get a ton of interest. I mean, we're sending somebody out there. Ken Hathaway is going to go out there to cover it for us. I know the MMA fighting crew is going out there as well. Casey, you're going to Bare-knuckle next week, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so MMA fighting crew is going to be out there. I mean, it's an intriguing matchup, Lobov and Malignaggi, man. But I don't know that the sport itself is going to get long-term growth like the UFC. You can't put these shows on all the time. The fighters take a ton of damage. I mean, even like long-time MMA fighters, like they see the damage. They're like, I don't want anything to do with that. So I think you would struggle to find enough fighters to be able to put on big shows. But like Lobov, Paulo Malignaggi, like, I'll be watching. I'll be watching. Yeah, that's it, Joe. It's too brutal. It's too brutal to compete in. You can't do it a lot. I mean, even Artem, it's a pretty damn quick turnaround for him, man. He took some damage last time out.
People say it's too brutal, but I've been to 3 events, and as far as I know, outside of broken hands and cuts, there's been no like serious facial injuries.
That's true. Just a lot of cuts and blood.
Visually, yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
It's like,
That's a good point. It is brutal, but it's not like.
We just saw Jessica I get.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anyone get knocked.
It's a good point. You're seeing less.
It's a different type of.
It's a different type of brutality. That's it. That's a great point because you're not seeing like. I mean, you're not seeing like broken limbs, like arms, and things
I don't see
that.
popped out eyes like.
Yeah,
Cowboy.
that's right.
I've never seen.
You're not
him
seeing
lay
it.
down
It's just
punches.
a ton of cuts and bruising and stuff like that. It's just different. It's just visually more alarming, I guess, because of the amount of blood. Yeah. It's a good point. It's a good way to say it. MMA fighting videographer Casey Leiden weighing in over there. You've been at all of them?
I've been at.
Oh no, because one was the other organization, right?
Yeah. But I've been at
Three different ones. A veteran of 3 different bare-knuckle events. Yeah, just exactly what you said, Joe. Definitely less actual damage taken. Just looks worse.
And like one thing I want to point out, like if you think of say Cosmo Alexander or Sage,
Right.
that punch was thrown so hard by Cosmo, with hand wraps and spot pressure. I mean, you can do that in MMA
Once.
once.
If you don't have.
But you really can't do that. You don't.
Yeah.
Guys just can't throw that. You have to,
Right.
It's not precision.
Because you're gonna break your hand right away. Yeah.
If you don't knock that guy out,
That's what they say, right? The key is to go like I don't know, say like 50% or whatever. Like it's all about placement stuff versus.
then.
Yeah.
It's a different. It's not a completely different sport, but it's a very different strategy.
Definitely. Well, you know, it's so that's the whole thing. Is like we were talking about like Artem and Pauly, right? Like Artem and Pauly, if they were having a boxing match, you'd be like, this is stupid. They'd be like Conor and Floyd. You're like, what? Like, why are we doing this? But I honestly feel like Artem has a chance in this fight. I don't know if I'm crazy, but like I feel like this is a different sport. It's a different sport.
It's a chance. He has a chance because it's a pain game.
Right. Yes.
It's a pain game.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
That's what I feel. And you're talking about Pauly coming off the couch, you know, to make a nice little paycheck. Like, is he really going to get in there and get...
He might throw his up, he breaks his knuckle on that first punch. Does he just go, I don't want this anymore, and just kind of run away?
That's it.
But a guy like Artem breaks both knuckles.
He's going to keep
they're
broken in here.
I got 9 more, you know?
It's so true. That's what I honestly feel like if you told, like I said, if this is a boxing match, if anybody was even saying, I think Artem can win, I'd be like, dude, you're an idiot. But with this, I'm like, I think,
And clinch fighting and dirty boxing,
Yep.
you don't know. Like,
I don't know.
I still heavily favor Pauly.
Sure,
but
of course.
Of
course.
It gets a little bit more even.
It's gonna be interesting because I feel like everybody's really interested in it, but like the last time out, like Artem and Jason, it was a weekend there was nothing going on. This one there's UFC and Bellator like the same day, so I'm gonna be interested to see like how much play they get. You know, it's definitely interesting though. It's definitely interesting. All right, we're past the 2-hour window now, so let's see, find out what's going on here. Is this dude still gonna weigh in, or are we calling off the fight? I mean, as long as he's checked in, he's fine. But if he hasn't checked in,
Oh, yeah, it's 11 o'clock.
yeah. He's given 15 minutes. So we do like a check weight and they gave him extra time or something? So you do like a check weight and they gave him extra time? Oh, travel issue. Okay.
He's got stuck in.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna go 15 minutes past for our one local fighter who wasn't able to. He had some travel issues going in, as if it's travel issues are a real thing in New York.
It is very rainy out there, so
Yeah.
Mission is from here as well. So
Yeah, bro, I was on that same train coming in. It sucked. Yeah. So it's a local fighter that is the last to weigh in, and apparently had some transportation issues getting here. So they're giving him an extra 15 minutes. As you might be aware, traffic and travel can be a bit of a pain in the ass in New York. Oh yeah, Christine Ferreira. She's cool. Met her at the Ultimate Fighter. She's really nice. Matt, it's like a monsoon out there. I didn't even know it was raining. I'm actually fortunate enough we're staying in this hotel, so I didn't go outside this morning. So, but apparently it's raining here pretty bad too.
you're gonna get out the Kenny Rivera traffic, man.
Oh yeah. Look, all those Kenny Rivera fans, MMA fighting doesn't care about you.
Regret this day.
You will rue the day that you shut down early. guys just going over the ceremonies already, or go get some food, or what? Just back up right now. You're like, I just. Fair enough. Fair enough. Like, you have somewhere to be? Nah. Wow. So funny.
Yeah, I got other stuff to do, but I don't got nowhere to go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Armin, it's just a local fighter, Kenny Rivera. He's the first fight of the night, actually. And he had some transportation issues getting here, so they've given him an extension past the window. But see, Matt, that's the success of Conor, right? Like even if you love seeing him lose, you wanted to see him fight, even if it was because you hoped he would lose, and that's what he was great at. He was polarizing, and still is, of course. I mean, I say was like he's done, but still is great at that, polarizing people. That's as a fighter, it doesn't matter if people love you or hate you, as long as they're willing to pay to see you fight. Apathy is a fighter's worst enemy. All right, commission coming back in place here. That might be a good sign. Yeah, Armin, that's a fair point too. Like, I guess I definitely come here as rest commission, but that is a good point, Armin. I mean, I thought Conor was that guy you really wanted to cheer for. I mean, everybody loved it, right? The plumber's apprentice that turned big and made money. Like, it was amazing. I will say like the gangster stuff and all that. I didn't care for it as much. I mean, you get it. Like, it was smart. Like, it got him Floyd Mayweather. It got him rich, man. So he played it perfectly. But yeah, I felt like Conor went from that guy that you had to cheer for because it was just an amazing story to a guy that is a really good fighter that you may love, you may hate. Like I said, the El Chapo stuff and all that. I didn't care for that as much. It just didn't interest me as much. But it did its job. It got him paid. It got him. All right, Kenny Rivera is coming. Last fighter here. All right, guys, that's it. Everybody made weight. We had some misses, but all fights will carry on. I have a couple catch weights. Enjoyed chatting with you guys at the end. Come back at 1 o'clock for the ceremonial weigh-ins.